Hi, and welcome to another speed build. I'm Plumbop's girlfriend, but you can call me Rachel. This week I'm doing something a little bit differently than I've been doing so far with my uploads on YouTube. Instead of doing a house build, I decided to build a restaurant. As far as the secondary careers go for The Sims, restaurants are probably my favorites to play. I like building them around the personality of The Sims and all of that, and I just find the gameplay to be the most interesting. Second might be vets, but I never play retail lots, so just to give you kind of an idea of how I like to play. This particular lot is actually inspired by a restaurant that I would go to when I was a kid. My family used to go to this place called Nonna that was pretty close to where we lived, and they had pretty good Italian food. I wouldn't say it's like amazing. I don't know if actual Italians would agree that it's pretty good, but for what it was worth and for what we had for options in my town, it was really good, and it was kind of a fancier place, so we would get a little bit more dressed up than we would if we were to go to like a regular old pizza place or something like that. So I was just inspired by that family memory and all of those things that we used to do when I was little, and it actually came out giving me a similar feeling to the actual Nonnas that I get when I go to that restaurant now, because it is still around. I'm pretty sure it's been around for like several decades, and I don't think it's going anywhere, which is a good thing because it has all of these really wonderful memories for me and my family. You'll see that I'm going pretty quickly in this speed build, or so it seems. I had to speed it up quite a bit because after I finished recording the build, I had over 3 hours of footage, and my normal speed up was just going to be way too long. It was still like 25 minutes long for the video, so I had to speed it up more than what I did in my last video, but I think it's still kind of easy to tell what I'm doing. I was trying to do something different with some of the chairs and tables and things, but it just wasn't working, and I just had a feeling that the Sims wouldn't be able to use those booths if I made them too close together, so I decided to scrap that and just go with the layout that you see now. It's all coming together pretty quickly. The power of editing, I have to tell you. The new debug menu was really distracting for this build. I spent a lot of time just playing with objects, so you'll notice that some of the screen changes are a little choppy just because I got so distracted playing with objects. Like, you'll see randomly I will have put like a dozen cars out on the grass of this lot just because I wanted to make sure that I use them on the parking lot. And also, I didn't realize this until now, but the lot type menu is in the corner there. I think I was just trying to make sure that I got all of the required objects onto the build before I moved on and finished getting it decorated and stuff. It actually came together, the shape of it, really fast. I was pretty impressed with how it looked right away, and I was very happy with it. The actual Nonnas that I go to is kind of similar to how this one is, where when you walk in, you are on one level and you have to step down to a main level where all of the patrons sit. There's a bar when you first walk in that you walk past to get to your seat. There's a banquet room where people have their wedding receptions all the time. So I just wanted to kind of give this lot that feeling where you could have multi-purpose, but also its primary function is as a restaurant. So you could have your Sims get married here and have parties here and stuff, but it's a restaurant first and foremost, so that's going to be the main deal for it. At this point, I was just trying to figure out how I wanted the decorations to look. There is so much to choose from in this new debug menu that I couldn't even get through all of it, and I had to cut so much stuff out in order to make sure that I got all of the main parts into the video. I was thinking an awning would look really nice in the front, and The real Nonna Amelia's has some kind of awning out front, and it's really cozy looking when you first walk in, but none of these ones were working for me, and it was just kind of a mess, but I ended up finding a solution to it that I think works out pretty well, so we'll get there in a little bit. But yeah, I didn't notice until now that I kind of jump in and out of the build quite a bit, because after I placed the door outside, I was like, oh, I need to look through this debug menu again. So yeah, if you notice that, that's probably what happened, and I had to just cut a bunch of footage where I just got distracted. So I apologize, but I hope that you're enjoying this build otherwise. One of the things about Nonna Amelia's that I think I like the most is that it's kind of dark on the inside, which I know that a lot of higher end restaurants are like that on purpose. It's to create that atmosphere, the ambiance of maybe a romantic getaway for mom and dad to go to when they're on date night or something, or what have you, whatever the case may be. But I always had that particular memory that things were just kind of like lit per table, like there are candles in the middle of every table, and it's just a really cozy vibe when you're there. And I think I accomplished that with this build, and if you have opinions on that, I would love to hear them. Please let me know what you think so far, or I guess you'll be able to let me know at the end of the video what you think of the whole thing. I think it turned out pretty cute, and I think it ends up with a really cool landscape and everything, so I just really love to get the feedback from everybody to help me improve if I need to, or to just give me more ideas. Their ideas are the best thing you guys can give me at this point, because I feel like I'm going to end up doing a ton of speed builds just on houses on this channel, which is not a bad thing. I think that we need a lot more starter homes, but if you guys want to see more restaurant builds or like vet clinics, or I was thinking about maybe doing a grocery store or something, let me know in the comments if that's a good idea, if you would like to see that, and how I might furnish like a typical grocery store for The Sims, even though it won't function the same way as a grocery store in real life. But let me know if you think that that'd be a cool idea, because I really like the idea. And right now, you'll see that I'm just putting art on the walls. I really like this faux gallery wall that I created. I really wanted it to feel like Nonna's is a family place that's been passed down from generation to generation, because I'm pretty sure that the real place is in that same vein, where right now the owners of Nonna Amelia's in my hometown are related to the original Nonna. And I know that Nonna means grandmother, or is just kind of a generalized name, but I just like that it kind of makes it feel like it's her name. Amelia, I guess, would be who would have actually owned the place back in the original time that it was created. Alright, and now I'm just putting together the parking lot. I love this debug menu, you guys. Let me know if I talk about it too much, because I'm probably going to talk about it constantly for weeks in all of my builds, because guys, they gave us cars, and I know that they're not drivable cars. I don't need drivable cars. I just need to be able to furnish a house with cars or a parking lot to make it look real. And I just feel like it adds so much more to the game to have that option. And these cars just look so much better than the toy cars do when you size those up. So I'm very happy with the way that that turned out. And also, this debug menu has so many plants that are just for free, and I really love that, because free plants make everything, plants in general, make everything look better, and then when you make it free to keep the price of the lot down, that's just ideal, and I really appreciate that. So, hey, if anybody at EA is listening or watching this, I want them to know that I appreciate it, and thank you. Thanks, everybody. Now Now I'm just trying to clutter up the front and kind of make it look like maybe some of those rocks were just there naturally or what have you, but I didn't want it to look too manicured because the lot that the actual restaurant that I'm basing this off of is in the middle of like an industrial zone, so it's not fancy whatsoever, and keeping it manicured is just not in the style that I was going for. Actually, it's kind of interesting. The Nonna Amelia's that I grew up next to is next to a train track. It's like on the wrong side of the tracks, kind of. Like, there are houses behind it, literally less than a football field away from the train tracks. So it's not in the best part of town, but I feel like some of the best restaurants to end up being in those kinds of areas. So if you have any place like that, let me know in the comments. I'd be curious to see if you guys have any restaurants that kind of follow the same kind of pattern, where it's like not in a nice part of town, but it's one of the greatest vibes that you could possibly have. Oh, and here I am making a break room kind of deal for the worker sims, if you will. As you can see, I didn't want the chairs to clip into the table, so I had to alt key and move them. But hopefully that means that nobody's going to try to seat patron sims there when they come in to dine at the restaurant. And at this point, more clutter, more plants. You cannot, seriously you guys, you can't have too many plants. They make everything look way more complete, I feel like. And oh, so I was looking through the debug menu hoping that I would find a dumpster. I know it's super random, but how amazing would it be to have a dumpster? I feel like right here, like any restaurant that you go to, there's a dumpster in the background, the back of it. Like, there has to be, to throw away the extra food or what have you. So I was looking for so long. I actually cut out so much footage from right here, just where I was looking through trying to find a dumpster, but I didn't end up finding it, and I ended up creating this fenced-in area and putting a couple trash cans in it. So I think it still turned out pretty accurate or realistic, but it's not totally what I was hoping for. And I know that the Sims will probably try to throw the trash away that I placed there, but I still wanted it to be there for the screenshots and everything, because I thought it looked kind of realistic, like somebody was at the end of their shift and they were told before they could leave they had to take out the trash, but they were being lazy or something. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, more plants, because why not? And then I wanted to make this like a little break area for the Sims out on the back patio, but I also didn't want to encourage any other Sims from trying to use it as an entrance. So hopefully your Sims, if you do end up downloading this from the gallery, hopefully they don't try to use it as a front entrance. I think it's pretty obvious where the front entrance is, but let me know, you guys, if there are any kind of glitches like that. I didn't really play test this much, but I do know that most of it functions really normally, so it shouldn't have any problems. And then I'm just finishing up the inside here, getting some more decor out. It felt a little bit stark without like a bunch of different flooring and stuff, but I really like the way that it turned out overall, so I hope that you guys agree. More debug stuff, seriously. Somebody should take those cheats away from me, because I'm going to be obsessed with them. But lots of plants, lots of lights, and just wanted it to feel kind of realistic, but not unfunctional. Is that a word? Unfunctional? I just wanted it to be kind of nice and cozy and functional, and hopefully you and your Sims will enjoy it if you decide to download it from the gallery, which I am making it available right away, so you can always find me on the gallery or any social media at Plumbob's Girlfriend, or Plumbob's GF is how it's going to be on the gallery itself. And we're getting pretty close to the end here, so if you like this video, please subscribe. Ring the notification bell, I guess, is a thing. I took a break from watching YouTube and suddenly everybody had a notification bell thing in their outros, so do that. And I try to upload a new video every week, and hopefully I'll get on a more regular schedule or a closer together schedule, but I hope you enjoyed the video, and we're about to get into the screenshots, so I'm going to leave it here and hope that you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye.